October 2024. A true crime fan posts a TikTok about Emily Sanderson, missing for 20 years. The video is simple. Old photos, a question, what happened to Emily? It gets a few likes, a few comments. Then a chilling message appears from an anonymous account. Under the old bridge. Blue bracelet. The detail about the blue bracelet was never public. Only Emily's family and police knew. The creator screenshots the comment and sends it to Willow Creek Police. For the police, it's just another tip. Until they see the blue bracelet detail. Suddenly a cold case is alive again. The internet, usually noise, has delivered a real clue. The department reopens the file, haunted by the name Emily Sanderson. The anonymous comment is now a credible lead. A new chapter in a decades-old mystery begins. Summer 2004. Willow Creek was safe, quiet. Emily Sanderson, 19, worked at the local diner saving for college. One July night she finished her shift and vanished. Her car was at home but Emily was gone. The town searched fields and forests. Police questioned everyone, including her ex-boyfriend. No witnesses, no struggle, no ransom, just silence. Weeks turned to years. Hope faded. The case went cold. Emily's family never stopped grieving. The town moved on, but the mystery lingered. The case file gathered dust, a sad legend for a new generation. No one expected the answer would come from a TikTok comment. The world had changed, but the question remained, what happened to Emily? Now, after 20 years, a digital clue reignites the search. November 2024. Police follow the TikTok tip to the old bridge. It's a forgotten place, overgrown and silent. Using ground-penetrating radar, they find something buried. Digging carefully, they uncover a blue beaded bracelet, Emily's. Beneath it, human remains. Forensics confirm, Emily Sanderson has been found. The news devastates her family but ends decades of uncertainty. Willow Creek is shaken. The case is now a homicide. Police revisit old suspects, especially Emily's ex-boyfriend. The town is gripped by fear and curiosity. The question shifts, who killed Emily? The past demands justice. The investigation is no longer cold. But who left the TikTok comment? The account vanishes, untraceable, a digital ghost. Was it the killer racked by guilt? A witness? Someone with a secret? Theories swirl, but answers are scarce. Emily's family finally lays her to rest. The town mourns together, yet closure is incomplete. The killer remains unknown. Police re-examine evidence, interview old witnesses, chase digital shadows. The mystery of the anonymous tipper lingers. Emily's story is a reminder. Some secrets refuse to stay buried. In Willow Creek, one haunting question remains. Who knows the truth? A week after Emily's funeral, Willow Creek is restless. Whispers fill the air, and the police begin to gather new statements, each one a fragment, none quite whole. First, Mrs. Porter, Emily's neighbor, sits in her dimly lit kitchen. She claims she saw a figure in Emily's backyard that night, tall, moving with purpose, but always in the shadows. Then, Jake, Emily's childhood friend, fidgets with his hands as he speaks. He remembers Emily acting anxious, receiving strange messages and confiding that someone was watching her. But he hesitates, leaving out something. Finally, a stranger steps from the shadows, face obscured, voice distorted. The statement is brief, unsettling. Emily wasn't alone by the creek. Ask about the blue car. Each account reveals a sliver of the truth, and a new secret. The town grows uneasy. In Willow Creek, the real story remains just out of reach. Transcript excerpt, Detective Harris. State your name for the record. Suspect, Jake Matthews. Jake, voice trembling. I already told you, Emily was scared. She said someone was following her but she wouldn't say who. Detective Harris. Why not, Jake? Why keep it a secret? The sound of restless tapping fills the silence. Jake. She was afraid. She said if she talked, things would get worse. Transcript. Detective Ramirez. Mrs. Porter, you said you saw a shadow. Could you tell if it was a man or a woman? Mrs. Porter, voice shaking. I can't say for sure, but it was tall. They moved like they belonged there. Detective Harris, frustrated. None of this lines up. Sound of folder slamming shut. Officer Taylor. You'll want to see this. We found it in the creek, under the old bridge. Detective Harris. Is it Emily's? Officer Taylor. We think so, but there's more. A blood-stained note inside. Detective Ramirez, reading. If you find this, I'm sorry, I thought I could trust. Music swells, tension rising. Detective Harris, voice low, determined. Get forensics on that note, and find out who drives a blue car. No more dead ends. Music builds. A sense of urgency but also exhaustion. The investigation is at a crossroads. The truth, closer, but still hidden in the shadows. Fade out. The clock blinks 2:03 a.m. Detective Harris sits alone, eyes fixed on her computer screen. Suddenly, a new message appears. No sender, no trace. The subject line reads, "You missed something." Harris opens the message. Attached is a single blurry photo, Emily's blue bracelet, but the background is wrong, not the bridge, somewhere else. Her heart pounds. The evidence doesn't add up. Was the clue a trap? Quick flashes, Emily's ex-boyfriend, a grieving parent, a shadowy figure in a hoodie, a silent neighbor, faces flicker across Harris's mind. The final image, rain falling on the old bridge at night, empty and waiting. On screen, a single question lingers. What if the real secret was never found? A new morning brings an unexpected visitor to the precinct. Retired Officer Miller, face lined with regret, steps into Detective Harris's office, clutching a battered folder. The air grows heavy as he slides it across the desk. Miller's voice trembles. "I should have come forward sooner. There was something we missed, something I missed." Harris opens the folder. Inside faded notes, a photograph of muddy footprints by the creek, and a fingerprint analysis report, never matched, never pursued. Miller's hands shake as he recalls that night. He remembers a figure, tall and hurried, slipping away from the shadows near the water, just as the rain began to fall. "I convinced myself it was nothing, but I was wrong." The camera lingers on the fingerprint, clear, undeniable. For the first time an answer feels close, yet guilt and doubt fill the room. What if this clue could have changed everything? As Miller's confession echoes, the mystery deepens. The real story, it seems, was buried long ago, waiting for the right eyes to find it. Sound of a ticking clock. The camera pans over a dimly lit interrogation room. A battered folder sits open on the table between Detective Harris and Emily's ex-boyfriend, Mark. "Mark, we found something new. This fingerprint. Never matched. Never explained. You told us everything, but I need you to look at these photos again. I don't know what you want from me. I told you I wasn't there that night, but you knew Emily. You knew her better than anyone. Was she hiding something? Someone?" Mark's breathing grows shallow. He looks away, eyes glistening. She told me to keep quiet. Said it would ruin everything if people knew." "Knew what, Mark?" "She was seeing someone else. Someone from town. I tried to walk away, but she begged me not to say a word." "Who, Mark? Who was she seeing?" Mark buries his face in his hands, fighting tears. It was Tom Grayson, the pharmacist. She'd meet him by the creek sometimes. I hated it, but I swear I never hurt her. I just wanted her to be happy. Why didn't you tell us before? I thought you'd blame me. Everyone already does. But I loved her. I couldn't hurt her, I swear." Silence hangs, heavy and suffocating. Harris's pen stops moving. For the first time, Mark's confession has cracked the case wide open, but the pain in his voice lingers, echoing long after the tape stops rolling. Music swells with tension as the screen fades to black. Once thought to be near its end has only just begun. The evidence room hums with a low, anxious energy. Gloved hands slide the photograph into a protective sleeve, while another technician dusts its glossy edge for prints. A computer screen flickers, a fingerprint match flashes in bold letters. The name is unmistakable. Dr. Samuel Hartley, Willow Creek's beloved physician. Cut to the interrogation room. Dr. Hartley sits beneath harsh fluorescent lights, hands clasped, eyes steady but haunted. The detective lays out the evidence. Letters, the photograph, and now, the damning fingerprint. "Your print was on the photograph, Dr. Hartley. Can you explain?" Emily came to me that night. She was scared. She trusted me. I tried to help her, but I swear, I had nothing to do with her disappearance. The transcript scrolls across the screen, words stark against the darkness. She knew something. Something that could ruin people, powerful people. I told her to go to the police, but she was too afraid. Please, you have to believe me, I'm being set up. Who's setting you up? Dr. Hartley shakes his head, a tear tracing down his cheek. If I talk, I'm next. This goes deeper than you think. The camera lingers on Dr. Hartley's face. Fear, guilt, and a plea for understanding. The town's trust is shattered. The truth, once elusive, now seems tangled in a web of lies and betrayal, leaving the investigation more complicated and dangerous than ever before. The clock strikes midnight. Rain lashes against the stained glass windows of the Willow Creek Library, its ancient halls deserted, except for Detective Harris, flashlight in hand. Guided by a cryptic note found in Dr. Hartley's belongings, Harris moves past the rows of dusty bookshelves, heart pounding. He pauses at a weathered bookshelf. One volume juts out, older than the rest. With a trembling hand, Harris pulls it. The shelf creaks open, revealing a narrow staircase spiraling downward. The beam of Harris's flashlight cuts through the darkness, illuminating a hidden chamber. Stacks of yellowed case files line the walls, each marked with the same cryptic symbol. On a battered desk, coded messages and faded photographs map out decades of secrets. Names, dates, payoffs, disappearances. At the center of it all, a ledger detailing members of a clandestine group, the Circle, a secret society that has quietly controlled Willow Creek's fate. Suddenly, the chamber door slams shut. A figure emerges from the shadows. Mayor Evelyn Price, the town's trusted leader. Her voice is cold, resolute. You should have left this alone, detective. Some truths destroy more than they save. Harris stands his ground, voice steady but laced with emotion. How many lives have you ruined to protect your secrets? A tense silence. The rain intensifies above, thunder echoing through the stone walls. Mayor Price steps closer, her eyes burning with conviction. We did what we had to, for the town, for all of us. Harris shakes his head, determination hardening his features. The truth will come out, it ends tonight. As the camera pans over the damning evidence and the faces of Willow Creek's most powerful, the screen fades to black, leaving viewers with a chilling question. In a town built on secrets, can justice ever truly prevail? As the storm passes and first light breaks over Willow Creek, the truth at last emerges from the shadows. Mayor Evelyn Price is led away in handcuffs, her expression unreadable, as the townspeople gather in silent disbelief outside the courthouse. The members of the Circle, once untouchable, now stand exposed, decades of secrets finally brought to light. News spreads quickly. Emily's disappearance, once a whispered tragedy, is now understood. Her story is told in full, her courage, her final moments, and the people who failed her. The town mourns, but for the first time, it also understands. At the heart of Willow Creek's small park, a crowd gathers beneath a new memorial. Flowers and letters surround a plaque engraved with Emily's name. Her family stands together, tearful but relieved, as Detective Harris offers a few quiet words of remembrance. The community bows their heads, united in grief, but also in hope. In the closing moments, we see Harris walking along the sunlit streets, the weight of the case etched onto his face. He stops, gazing out at the town he fought to protect. His voice is steady but soft with emotion. Some truths come at a cost, but in the end, they give us the chance to heal, to change, and to move forward. The camera lifts above Willow Creek, where the scars of the past begin to fade in the gentle light of a new day. The story ends not with vengeance, but with the quiet promise of justice and a community determined never to forget. Fade out. Just as Willow Creek begins to breathe again, the calm is shattered by an unexpected visitor at the police station. The camera follows Detective Harris as he's called from his desk, exhaustion still heavy in his eyes. In a dimly lit interview room, a disheveled figure sits hunched over. Sarah Miller, a local woman known for her erratic behavior and troubled past. Her hands tremble as she clutches a faded photograph of Emily. Sarah's voice is barely above a whisper. I saw someone that night, near the creek, she insists, her eyes darting nervously. She describes a shadowy silhouette, someone tall, moving quickly along the water's edge, someone who didn't belong there. She claims she heard voices, a struggle, and then silence. Her account is fragmented, details shifting each time she's asked to repeat them. Detective Harris and his partner exchange uneasy glances. Is Sarah's story a desperate bid for attention, or a crucial piece of the puzzle everyone else missed? The camera lingers on Harris's conflicted expression as he replays Sarah's words in his mind. The investigation, thought to be closed, suddenly reopens with new uncertainty. As Sarah is escorted out, Harris flips through the case file one more time. The camera zooms in on a name, Detective Harris's own partner, Officer Lane, mentioned in Sarah's rambling account. The voiceover tightens, tinged with dread. Sometimes the answers we seek are hidden in plain sight, and sometimes the people we trust most are the ones with the darkest secrets. The screen fades to black, leaving a lingering sense of unease. Justice in Willow Creek may not be as simple or as final as it seemed. A week after Sarah Miller's haunting testimony, Willow Creek is shaken once more. In the back corner of a long-forgotten storage unit, stacked beneath boxes of childhood toys and faded yearbooks, a battered leather diary is found. Its spine cracked, its pages worn thin by anxious hands. The name Emily is pressed into the cover in looping script. Detective Harris stands in the police station's evidence room, gloved hands trembling as he leafs through the diary. Each page reveals more than the last cryptic entries about a secret relationship, initials hastily scribbled and then blacked out, and tangled words describing late-night meetings by the creek. Emily's handwriting grows jagged and frantic. She writes of someone watching her, of whispered threats, and a fear that coils tighter with each passing day. As news of the diary breaks, Emily's family gathers at the station, faces streaked with disbelief and grief. Her mother clutches the diary to her chest, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. The townspeople, once desperate for closure, now swarm with new rumors. Who was Emily seeing? Who could she have feared? The lines between friend and suspect blur. Detective Harris reads aloud the final unfinished entry, his voice heavy with dread. If anything happens to me, it's because I know too much. I can't trust. The ink trails off, the name smudged and unreadable. The camera lingers on the open diary, the town's collective breath held in suspense. Emily's secret is out, but the truth is still buried, and someone in Willow Creek will do anything to keep it that way. The discovery of Emily's diary was supposed to bring answers, but just as Willow Creek began to piece together the past, another shock ripples through the town. In the sterile hum of the police laboratory, a new forensic report lands on Detective Harris's desk. DNA evidence, painstakingly extracted from the diary's frayed edge and a scrap of fabric found near the creek, contradicts everything the investigation once believed. The match is not with the prime suspect, nor with any of the usual names whispered in the town's shadowy corners. Instead, it belongs to someone no one ever suspected, someone who has lived among them all along. Harris's face drains of color as he rereads the report, the weight of every missed clue pressing down on his shoulders. Word spreads quickly. At the corner store, neighbors eye each other with suspicion. Old friends become wary, their conversations clipped and nervous. Children are called home before dark, their parents' voices tight with fear. The local message boards explode with theories and accusations, each more desperate than the last. Emily's family is torn between hope and horror. Could this be the break they've prayed for, or just another cruel twist in a story that refuses to end? Harris gathers his team, their resolve shaken, their trust in their instincts shattered. Every alibi, every relationship, every assumption is now questioned. As rain lashes against the police station windows, Willow Creek finds itself gripped by a new kind of terror. Not just of what happened to Emily, but of what might still be lurking just out of sight. The truth is closer than anyone dared imagine. And no one in Willow Creek can sleep easy, knowing the real perpetrator has always been right there, hiding in plain sight. Night falls heavy over Willow Creek, the storm outside echoing the turmoil within. In a shadowy alley behind the shuttered mill, two figures stand face to face: Daniel, Emily's former boyfriend, and Ruth, her enigmatic neighbor. Neither trusts the other, and both have secrets to protect. Their voices start low, urgent whispers lost beneath the rain. Daniel accuses Ruth of hiding something, his hands trembling. Ruth fires back, her eyes glinting with fear and defiance. Years of suspicion and resentment boil over in the darkness, resentments about Emily, about the lies about what really happened that night by the creek. Suddenly, accusations turn physical. Daniel lunges. Desperate for answers, Ruth fights back. Her desperation matching his. A struggle erupts, shouts, a flash of metal, a gasp cut short. The noise draws the attention of a nearby patrol car. Blue lights slash through the downpour as officers rush in, separating the two just as the confrontation threatens to turn deadly. Both suspects are taken into custody, their clothes muddy and torn, their stories conflicting. But in the chaos, something crucial goes missing: a bloodied pocket knife. Evidence that could finally crack the case slips away into the gutter, unseen. As dawn approaches, Willow Creek awakens to news of the violent altercation. Rumors swirl wilder than ever. Was this a lover's quarrel, or two conspirators turning on each other? And who else might be involved, watching from the shadows? In the final moments, Detective Harris receives a chilling, anonymous text. "You're looking in the wrong place. The truth isn't what you think." The camera lingers on the rain-slicked streets, the mystery deeper than ever, and the real perpetrator's identity slipping further from reach. The case, once so close to resolution, is now more tangled and more dangerous than ever before. As the first light of morning breaks through the rain clouds, Willow Creek gathers beneath the ancient oaks for a memorial in Emily's honor. The townspeople arrive in silence, their faces drawn with grief and suspicion, each searching the crowd for answers, or for someone to blame. Candles flicker in trembling hands. Detective Harris stands at the edge, his gaze scanning every face, desperate for a sign, a confession, a slip. Daniel and Ruth, their wounds hastily bandaged, stand apart, eyes lowered, haunted by the night's violence and the secrets they still hold. The mayor speaks of community and healing, but the words fall heavy, unable to mask the tension rippling through the crowd. In the back, Emily's mother clutches her daughter's diary, recently unearthed from the dust, while a journalist scribbles notes, piecing together fragments of truth and rumor. Suddenly, a commotion ripples. A police officer rushes forward, whispering urgently to Harris. There's been a development, but the details are murky, and the crucial evidence, the bloodied knife, remains missing. The detective's frustration is palpable as he addresses the crowd, urging anyone with information to come forward. His plea is met with uneasy silence. As the ceremony ends, townsfolk drift away, their whispers rising like mist. The camera lingers on the empty podium, the wind scattering petals across the grass. The truth about Emily's fate hovers just out of reach, and as shadows lengthen beneath the oaks, one thing is certain: Willow Creek's secrets are not so easily buried. As the days pass, Willow Creek awakens to a new dawn. The rain has washed the streets clean and sunlight pours through the branches of the ancient oaks, casting golden light on faces long shadowed by suspicion and grief. Detective Harris, now with the missing evidence in hand, a bloodied knife discovered hidden in the roots of the oldest oak, calls the town together once more. This time, there is no fear, only a quiet resolve. Harris reveals the truth. The DNA found on the knife matches that of Ruth's estranged brother Michael, who returned to town in secrecy, driven by jealousy and old wounds. The evidence is irrefutable, and Michael, overcome with guilt, confesses in tears. He is taken into custody, but not before he offers a heartfelt apology to Emily's family and the entire town. In the aftermath, Emily's mother, supported by neighbors, reads a passage from her daughter's diary, a message of forgiveness and hope that Emily herself once wrote. The words bring tears, but also smiles as the townsfolk realize that healing is possible. The camera pans across Willow Creek. Daniel and Ruth, at last unburdened, embrace beneath the oaks. The mayor plants a new sapling in Emily's memory, symbolizing renewal. Children play by the creek, their laughter echoing through the air. As dusk falls, lanterns are released into the sky, each one carrying a wish for the future. The town stands together, united by loss but stronger for it, their faces illuminated by gentle light. Willow Creek's scars remain, but so does its hope. The truth has set them free, and as the camera lifts above the trees, the town is bathed in the promise of a new beginning, a testament to the power of truth, forgiveness, and community. The mystery is solved, but the story of Willow Creek will live on, forever changed, forever healed. Fade to warm sunlight, the screen lingering on the words, "In memory, there is sorrow. In truth, there is peace. In Willow Creek, there is hope."